Hi all. In this video, we are going to discuss the advanced concepts available in Tableau. So to start with, I'll walk you through all the topics which we'll be covering in the advanced module of Tableau. So first of all, we'll be covering how to use calculated fields in data blends. We have studied data blends and calculated fields separately in our previous videos. In this video, we'll see how to use them both together. Then we'll see how to assign geographical roles to data elements. Like if by default the data elements are coming as strings, how can we convert them to geo data type? And then if the geo data type is not recognized by the Tableau workbook, then how can we add it to the workbook by either using the correct spellings or by adding the latitude and latitude and longitude values corresponding to that location. Then we'll see how to export results from Tableau to other softwares like PowerPoint, Excel, PDF, etc. Then we'll see how to create data hierarchies and drill downs. Post that we'll discuss about data grouping and custom directories in Tableau. Then we'll discuss adding actions in Tableau. Post that we'll see how to create dual axis charts in Tableau. That is how one graph can have two axes, and how can one graph represent two different major values at the same graph. And then we'll discuss about the marks card. Marks card basically contains all the features used for making our worksheets and dashboards look good. Means all the formatting, size, labeling and detail orientations along with chart selections is available in marks card. We'll have a overview of that. Then we'll see the analytics tab available in Tableau. Since now till now we have seen only one tab, we'll be seeing analytics tab also, which is available in the worksheets. Then we'll see working with the time series data along with the forecasting stuff. Then we'll see aggregation, granularity and level of detail. So before going any further, let me give you a brief idea about the concept as such. All other concepts are normal concepts, but few of them are a bit important. One of them being grouping, then being actions, then analytics tabs, and then working with time series, and then exporting the data. These are some of the important ones which we have not discussed in the previous video, so pay attention in these. Now, without much ado, let us move towards our first topic of the day, which is creating calculated fields in a data blend. So, since we have already studied in our previous videos that what is a calculated field and what is a data blend, so we'll directly move to the example. So, supposedly over here, I have this data set of the sales of coffee across a cafe in different stores of the cafe around the country. So in India, this cafe company, this coffee company is giving sales in all of its cafe across these states, and this is the sales in currency. And then our another data source has the profit generated by each of the cafes of this coffee company and across the same states. Now, what is the profit generated in currency? Now, what we'll be doing is we'll be performing the data blending. That is, we'll yeah, our problem business statement is the business problem is that we have to calculate the cost of the coffee manufacturing for this company. So we have to find out the cost of manufacturing. We know the sales value over here in terms of money. We also know the profit generated, so we have to find out the cost. That is simple funda. You know how to calculate cost if you have got the sales and profit. So simple math, you subtract profit from sales and you get your cost price, a very basic formula. But over here, since my sales and my profit are in two different data sources, so I'll have to blend together these data sources and form a single data source, and then I'll have to find out the value of coffee, the cost of the coffee manufacturing. So straight away using data blending, first of all, I'll bring both these data sources together, okay, and then I'll use a calculated field. I'll bring these both together using data blending, and then using a calculated field, I'll calculate the cost, okay. So cost will be basically a difference between the sales and the profit. That would be my cost over here. This is my cost, okay. Without much ado, let's see furthermore. So since I have to calculate the cost, which is something like this, when we calculate the formula, But now how will we perform this, how will we find this value using these data sources? So first of all, we perform data blending and combine these two sources in a Tableau workbook, and then I'll create a calculated field to calculate the value of this cost. So without much ado, let's move to our Tableau workbook. So here is my Tableau workbook. This is my first data source, which shows me the coffee sales across cafes. So state-wise, it is giving me the sales. Let me go over here. So this was my coffee sales across cafe. Now I'll change the data source. Okay, this is showing me my profits across the different cafes. So one was showing me the value of the sales. Another data source is showing me value of the profit across various cafes in this country, in India. So I'll go to sheet one. Now I have got these two data sources, and if you guys remember, in data blending, we used to say that the data source which is fetched first, that acted as a primary data source and was converted into a blue tick mark. So I'll get this state field over here. I'll place it on the rows. So I've got the name of these states, and I'll be placing the sales over here. I've also got the sales. This is the state-wise sales and the value of the sales done state-wise. Now this blue tick shows that this has been considered as my primary data source. Now I'll go to the coffee profit cafe data source, and again over here you can see that by default data linkage has been built, and now I'll be placing profit over here. So now this is showing me the profit, and this orange tick over here shows that this is my secondary data source. So my primary data source is the sales data, my secondary data source is the profit. Now I have the profit and sales, both the columns. Now I have to calculate the cost. So for cost, what I'll do is I'll right click on the measure over here. I'll go to create. I'll say that I want to create a calculated field. I'll name this calculated field as cost. And over here, what I'll do, I'll simply say that from sales, please subtract my, I'll give the name of the data source over here, and along with the data source, the data, I'll give the name of the field over here, profit. And when I was just writing profit, I'll show it again. Basically, I have to subtract sales from profit. So basically, since I'm in the primary data source which contains my sales, so basically over here I'll just write sales, and it is just showing since I'm within my primary data source only, so I can directly fetch sales. So I'm saying that subtract sum of sales from sum of sales. You have to subtract what? Profit. But when I write PROFIT, it shows that okay, this is the profit is the field which you have to subtract from the sales. But please remember that this belongs to coffee profit cafe. I'll select it, and by default, it will give me a sheet name, which is sheet one coffee profit cafe dot profit. This is the name of the column whose value I have to fetch, and then there is a sum. So I'm saying okay, apply this and okay. So this will be basically calculate the cost of coffee for me. Now this is a calculated field, so it has got this symbol of is equals to with this hash sign. Now I'll place this coffee cost over here. I'll convert it into table. So you can see I have got the cost of coffee. I have got the cost of coffee using these two columns, sales and profit. And sales came from my primary data source of coffee sales cafe, and profit came from my secondary data source of coffee profit cafe. And using a calculated field, using a data blending, I have connected these two data sources, and using calculated field, I have been able to calculate my cost. So that was pretty much about using calculated fields in data blending. Next, we'll move to our next topic, which is assigning geographical roles to data elements. So basically, whenever we are working on a data set which has got locations, and by default, when we have imported that data set source in our workbook, Tableau workbook, then it is not necessary that Tableau workbook by default will consider all the location fields as geo fields. It may consider some of the location fields as a string, or it may consider the name of some cities or states as a simple string. So you will have to explicitly convert those fields into geo fields. So I'll give an example over here. This data source, when it was imported, then this county field was by default considered as a string field by the Tableau workbook. So the user went over here on the drop down, went to the geographic role and assigned it the geographic role of county. So by this way, we have converted a string field into our geotype field.